What's going on, blanket buyers? My name is Becca, editor and certified sleep science coach here at Mattress Nerd. And now y'all know my deal. I'm in the business of giving you unbiased, no baloney reviews on the industry's top sleep products. And today we will be talking about the Helix weighted blanket. Now here at Mattress Nerd, we are a big fan of the Helix brand, so I'm so excited to share my experience trying out this super cozy blanket. In this video, I'll go over this blanket's construction, how I felt using it, who it's good for, who it's not so good for, and at the end of the video, I'll be answering some of your frequently asked questions. Now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and let's see if this blanket will have you snoozing like your Uncle Jack after Thanksgiving dinner. That tryptophan will get you. Bear with me for this first part, we're getting technical. We're going to talk about the construction of the Helix weighted blanket to get a better understanding of the materials and design. Starting off, this blanket has a dual-sided outer cover and a weighted insert. The outer cover features one side made of fleece and the other sheared microfiber. It is removable and machine washable for easy maintenance and upkeep. We can open her up using the zipper on the side, revealing the inner weighted blanket, which is made with 100% cotton. It has a gridded stitching pattern which keeps the fine grade glass beads that are giving us our weight evenly distributed for a uniform feel throughout. And a great feature Helix added is this tie that keeps the outer cover and inner blanket attached to each other so they're secure regardless of your body movement. I will say the square grids are on the larger side, which allows the fill to move around more freely than I'd like to see, and that's evident from the slight noise this blanket makes when you move it around. As for size and weight options, the Helix weighted blanket comes in 3 weights, 10, 15, and 20 pounds. They are all the exact same size at 72 inches long by 48 inches wide, which is ideal for individual use and not for sharing. When picking the right weight for you, we recommend calculating 10% of your body weight. So for example, you may be 150 pounds, 10% of that would be 15, so you would pick the 15-pound option. I do want to clarify on that point a little bit before we move on. Since the heaviest weight that this blanket comes in is 20 pounds, if you are, let's say, 230 pounds, I would pick a different blanket option because this blanket will not be heavy enough for you to experience that deep touch pressure, which is so beneficial of a weighted blanket. Now for the fun part, or at least my favorite part, the feel. I'm a sensory gal, so the touch and feel of clothing, blankets, towels, all that stuff plays a major part when I'm going to buy something. So as for the Helix, she's serving cozy, warm, snuggly vibes. Ideal for cuddling up and reading a good book or watching your favorite movie. When I tested out the fleece side against my body, I felt like I was getting a big hug from a teddy bear. I have a similar blanket to this at home and always favor this side since it's warmer and I tend to sleep on the colder side. That being said, if you sleep on the hotter side, proceed with caution. I'd stick to light clothing underneath so you don't get too stuffy under there. As for the microfiber side, it offers a lighter, smoother feeling on the body. I'd recommend sleeping with this side if you are worried about overheating since it's more temperature neutral, or just prefer the feel of a lighter fabric. In order to combat the potential for overheating, Helix made the cover breathable, the weighted insert cool to the touch, and the beads temperature neutral. As for the weight, I felt like the distribution was even on my body. I felt comfortably heavy, not overwhelming or engulfing, but I did notice this blanket can get a tad noisy when you move it around. Now, you can hear the weighted blanket and fill move around. You can hear that. Which isn't a huge deal, but it's definitely something to note. Lastly, let's talk about that deep touch pressure I highlighted earlier. Proper weight distribution and choosing the right weight for your body is crucial to experiencing deep touch pressure, which is when you apply firm yet gentle pressure to your entire body to relax your nervous system. This releases serotonin and melatonin into your body and decreases your overall levels of cortisol, which is our stress hormone, allowing you to ease feelings of anxiety and relax and fall into a deeper, more restful sleep. Moving on to the pros and cons, I outlined the best and worst aspects of the Helix weighted blanket to help make your buying decision a little bit easier. Starting off with the pros, this is definitely one of the coziest weighted blankets that we've seen come through the lab here at Mattress Nerd, So if you're in the market for a cozy blanket, look no further. This is the one for you. Moving on to the next pro, this blanket has easy maintenance. That cover is removable and machine washer and dryer safe. Just put it in the washing machine on the delicate cycle on cold. As for the dryer, put that on tumble dry on low. And the insert is spot clean only. Moving on to the last pro, this blanket is one of the more affordable weighted blankets that we've seen. Most weighted blankets will retail for between $200 or $300. This one is in that $100 price range, making it more budget friendly. Moving on to the cons, this blanket is noisy. I touched a bit on that earlier, but you can hear those glass beads moving around when you move, so if you're sensitive to sound, just be aware of that. Moving on to the next con, this blanket could be too hot for notoriously hot sleepers. As you can see from the materials used in this blanket, that fleece is going to be a hot sleeper's nightmare, so if you already know that that's you, this probably isn't the best option. Moving on to the last con, there are limited size options, so not only is it only made for individual use, but there are only 3 weight options, with the heaviest being 20 pounds. So if you're over 200 pounds, this isn't going to work for you, and I looked it up, and that's about 30% of the American population. What's going on, Helix? Now I'm going to go over some quick hits regarding Helix's policies so you know exactly what to expect when you go to buy. The Helix weighted blanket ships for free within the United States, comes with a 100-night sleep trial, and a 1-year warranty. Now that 1-year warranty is industry standard, but the 100-night sleep trial is way longer than what we usually see, which is around 30 nights, so consider that added value you're getting in your purchase. If you want to learn more about Helix's bedding policies, you can read our full written review at mattressnerd.com or in the link in the description below. Now it's time to get into those frequently asked questions about the Helix weighted blanket. Let's get into it. Starting off with question number 1, can you sleep with a weighted blanket every night? So yes, as long as you're an adult or an older child and the weight of the weighted blanket is appropriate for your body weight, which again is 10%, as long as it's comfortable for you and it's not overwhelming or added any pressure onto your chest, you should be fine to use it every single night. Moving on to the next question, is there any reason you shouldn't use a weighted blanket? So yes, if you are buying a weighted blanket for a very young child or a senior with mobility issues, if you experience any breathing disorders like sleep apnea or COPD or asthma, or if you experience claustrophobia, these are all reasons why you should maybe proceed with caution with weighted blankets or consult a doctor before use. Moving on to the last question, what are the effects of using a weighted blanket? So, like I touched on earlier, that deep touch pressure is the biggest benefit of using a weighted blanket. That will help alleviate any feelings of stress and anxiety and allow you to fall asleep quicker and stay asleep longer. This is especially great if you experience anxiety, ADHD, or if you have autism, or if you have insomnia. These are all ways to find some extra added relief for you. If I missed any of your questions, be sure to drop them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, we have hit all of the marks in today's video. If you found it helpful, you know what to do. Be a buddy, leave a comment, like this video, and subscribe to our channel. Now while you're at it, you can check out all of our other videos on our YouTube channel or head directly to mattressnerd.com for tons of in-depth pillow, bedding, and mattress reviews, as well as exclusive discounts. Thanks so much for watching. See y'all next time. Peace out. Starting off with the pros, this blanket is definitely one of the coziest blankets that has come through the lab here at Mattress Nerd. Rule 1 of being on set. No farms.